First off, I want to thank everybody for coming out here today, be with us. Most of y'all know who I am. For those who don't, my name is Keller. I have the absolute privilege to call Jose my friend and my brother. Sorry, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. We're all here today not to mourn, but to celebrate the life of Jose as we all knew him. We're here to feel the sun warm our faces as he did for so many. We're here to bask in the glow of the light he left behind. If anyone knew Jose, they would know he had a love for the cosmos and space. I like to think that's where he is now, out there exploring, seeing the sights he always dreamed about. I'd like to read a poem I prepared for today. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then the leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes today, nothing gold can stay. What I take from this is there are many great things in life that only bloom for a short period of time, but there is solace in the fact of knowing that we will see him again. Myself, like so many here, could stand here for hours telling stories of Jose, some that will make you laugh, some that will make you cry. Jose's life was full of moments that touched all of us, but not one person here today will ever be the same with Jose gone. Jose was not only a husband, a brother, a son, but he was also a sweet soul disguised as the man we knew. Like I said, our lives will never be the same because he changed all of us. He showed us the real meaning of love, friendship, and brotherhood. Nothing could ever break the bond we had, not even in death. Death is only a step in life we all take to truly be together forever in the end. So let's not cry because Jose is gone, but smile because of the life he shared with us all. It was recommended to me to tell a story about Jose, but to be honest, I couldn't pick just one. So instead, I decided to talk about the quality of him I truly loved the most. He was always there. I'm sure Sarah and Laura remember the story about when Jose and I went to Hillsboro to buy a boat, more like a tin can that could barely float. I'm pretty sure we lost half the trailer on the way back. But I asked for a co-pilot, and without hesitation, he jumped in. And due to traffic, it took us over 7 hours to get back from Hillsboro to Georgetown. But did he complain? No. He helped me deflect the blow from Sarah when she saw what I brought home. Or the time I had to put my dog Caliber down. He offered to go with me, and he sat there with his hand on my shoulder while my dog passed. Both of us bawling like babies. But did he complain? No. He was always there through the best and the worst, no matter what. Any person in the world would be more than blessed to even come close to having a friend like he was. I heard someone once say, sometimes you don't know how truly loved someone is until they're gone. And that statement rings true today, seeing all you here. Wanted to keep it brief, so now at this time, if there's anybody who would like to get up here and say a few words, the mic is open for you.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Carly. I'm pretty sure all of you have met my dog, Jake. It's actually a horse masquerading as a dog. I also have prepared something, and as Keller said, this is harder than I thought. I've known Jose since I was a senior in high school. It's hard. Come here, Jake. Yeah. He's a therapy dog. It's hard to lose a friend so early in life, especially to leave behind such an amazing life. Jose was my friend, the kind you could count on. I still can't believe that he's actually gone. He was funny, always laughing, with a smile on his face. I wish I could have one more bear hug embrace. He suffered, that's true, there in the end, but with love in our hearts to his resting place we send. I never wanted to say goodbye to a friend such as this. I think I speak for us all. Jose Sanchez will be missed. We will cherish memories of Jose in our hearts. His body is no longer with us, but his spirit is never to part. Quote, in life we loved you dearly, in death we love you still. In our hearts we hold a place no one else will ever fill. Unquote. Like Keller said, there's so many memories, that I could recount of Jose just being there with a smile on his face, and I remember him telling me more times than I can count. He would tell me, he said, I've known you for so many years, but I can't think of you without thinking of Jake. And because I think he understood, the bond that we have. And, it's an unconditional love, Laura, So, Jose Sanchez will be missed. And he touched everybody's hearts. That's why we're all here. So let's continue to celebrate his life. And, yes, so here we go.
Anybody else want to talk?
Jake, come on. Come here. Jake, come on.
I could stand up here and tell you exactly what kind of son, stepson, JC was. But if you really want to know what kind of person he was, look around at his friends and his family. Y'all express exactly what JC held in his heart: love, caring, and always wanted to be there for his friends and his family. JC was a man who stood for his family, for his friends, and stood along with Laura. When he brought Laura into our family, it really made a difference. You could see the smile on JC's face. You could see how happy he was. Nobody ever made JC as happy as you did. We should never forget that. His best years were with you. I could stand up here also and tell you stories, good and bad, about JC, but I think everybody here has a story that they can tell. And I'd rather hear y'all's story so I can learn more about my stepson, who was my best friend. Sometimes he was my worst enemy, but I still love him, and I miss him dearly.
Hi guys, I'm Sherelle, one of Jose's friends, and I remember he's always had a smile on his face. Jose was the person that if you were down, he would be the one to try to make you smile and to make you laugh and to make you have a good time that he was always having. So I will always remember Jose as our crazy friend, floating on the river, falling out of his tube, camping, being thrown in the back of a car. Just, we need to camp again. We need to do it one more time. So that was Jose. He was a friend, a good person. He will always be remembered and he will be dearly missed.
Hey, I'm Caitlin. One of Jose's many friends that are here. I've known Jose for almost half my life, and there's three things that I really love about Jose that I think all of us have seen in him. Cheryl, you mentioned his ability to make you laugh like that. He was just constantly doing that to make us happy, to make himself happy, because that's what he truly wanted. Another is that he gave the best hugs, just would envelop you. And it was the best thing in the world, right? It was exactly what you needed, and it was wonderful. And the last thing is that he could tell a story. You know, like, he would have you rolling on the floor, dying of laughter, just tears and snot running down your face because it'd be so funny. And it didn't matter what was going on, he always was down to sit there and share his life with you or his experiences and that kind of stuff. So those are the things I'll miss about Jose the most, but I know that through all of us and having that experience with him, he will live on for us.
Anybody else? Oh, you too?
Oh, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm Jacob's wife. And so I have two stories that I want to share. Before I met JC and Laura for the first time, I was really nervous because this was the first member of Jacob's family that I would have met. And so I said, well, how much do I need to worry? And Jacob said, okay, let me tell you this story about my brothers. And he told me the story of one Christmas morning when all the Sanchez boys bought Nerf guns for each other. And they had a giant Nerf fight. And JC shot Joel, Jacob's oldest brother, in the eyeball. And Joel was furious. And JC went over and said, ah, sorry. And at that moment I knew that I would be okay meeting him. That he is just this bright, funny, goofy person. And that's a story that I carry with me all the time. It was one of the first stories that I told my son Cruz about his uncle JC. Everybody, my two children are obsessed with the story. So when Cruz was old enough to meet, I guess he was maybe 4 or 5, and he met JC for the first time. Well, not first time, but first time that he could remember. And he comes up and he says, tell me the story about the Nerf gun. And it just brought so much joy to both of them. The other story that I want to share is one of our most recent ones. And so Jacob and I, our family, we live in Colorado. And every few months I come down to Austin for work and to visit with my mom and Drew. And when JC found out that we were in town, he wanted to drive all the way to the boonies to my mom's, which is like, what, an hour and 45 minutes from your house? So they drove through the back roads, got chased by a dog on the way who tried to bite the tires, and pulled in, and we had the most beautiful evening. And the thing that I will remember is him standing up with Laura and line dancing in my mother's kitchen. And it was just one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen, the love between them. And the joy in that moment, it's aspirational. And that moment, just like shooting Joel in the eyeball with a Nerf gun, will always be in my heart. So I don't know if there's an afterlife, but if there is, I imagine Joel and JC shooting each other in the eyeball.
I think I have to clarify, I'm Jacob, JC's. That this Nerf story is not when we were kids. This was 4 grown men shooting Nerf darts at each other on Christmas morning. So, just so you have the right picture in your head. And I think I have to just explain. I feel like everyone knows who JC is, but he's the fourth of 4 sons, the youngest, and the baby, but he would always point out definitely not the smallest of the brothers. And he was always really, really independent and always looking to prove himself. And if he couldn't be the first to do something, he wanted to do it the biggest. And one small example is I was really excited when I bought my first car brand new. I bought a Mazda 3 when I was in college, and JC went out promptly in a couple of weeks and bought a Mazda 6 and pointed out that it was twice as good as my car. So that's the kind of person he was. He would always go all out, and I think that had to do with the way he cared about people, and he wanted to have the biggest heart and always be the most loving and caring person. And I think that's how he was able to have so many friends and so many people that cared about him. So I just want to say that. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mama Kirk. Everywhere I look this afternoon, I see my kids. All of them. The ones that raised with the ones I was raising. And that's what makes this so hard. Y'all are too young. Jose was too young to go. Y'all are too young to have this loss. And I can't tell you how big this feels, because we all know, everybody here knows, we can all feel it. There's a huge gap here now, and it's always going to be there. Everybody's always going to miss that big man, that big laugh, that larger than life personality. And all I can say about that is, I sure am glad we got to share him. I sure am glad we got to share him. I have a poem. I guess it's about the best I can do for you. So, when I come to the end of the day and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little, but not too long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember the love we once shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all a part of the Maker's plan, a step on the road to home. When you are lonely and sick at heart, go to the friends we know, and bury your sorrows in doing good deeds. Miss me, but let me go. Love you, Laura.
Hi, my name is Nikki, and I only got to meet Jose the last 10 years. I started dating Ronnie and then met all these wonderful people here. Jose definitely gave the best hugs. I can remember every time we went dancing, which was, I don't know, like 45 times. He would come from behind me and wrap his arms around me and pick me up, and my feet would be like this far off the ground. And I would be like, oh my God, that's Jose. But he was always so nice and did always have such a smile on his face. And I want to say this one thing. We used to go camping. I hate camping. I am not a camper. You guys, I mean, if I want to camp, I want to glamp. I don't like peeing in the woods and all that stuff, but I've done it with them, and Jose loved to camp. So we went a couple times with my son, who at the time was like 7, and now he's 17. But Jose and Laura, a lot of us would go, and you know how much a 7-year-old wants attention, right? And you're trying to set up and do whatever, but Jose and Laura would be the ones that would play with him for hours. Whatever game he wanted to play, they were the 2 adults that were like, oh, I'll do it. And I remember after one camping trip in particular, Matthew told me that Jose and Laura were his favorite because they would play with him and just loved doing it and didn't act like it was work, which it really kind of was, or at least to us parents, we know it's work to entertain a 7-year-old when you're camping. But he had the best time, and I just wanted to let Laura know that Matthew really likes you guys. Thank you.
We used to break things though, so I can and all the wives were always.
I'm Rachel. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to say anything, but I'm already crying, so may as well. I've known Jose since I was a teenager. He is more like a brother to me than he is a friend. I have seen the beautiful love story that Laura and Jose have created over the years, and I've just been so blessed to be a part of it. Jose had this way of, we've already covered how much he can make you laugh, and that goofy, mischievous grin that comes over his face. I'll never forget that. But the thing I appreciated most about Jose, I can be kind of stubborn, and Jose has a way of speaking to me where not only he said what I needed to hear, he said it in a way that I heard him. And as a friend, as someone you hold dear, that's something you don't get in everybody, and that's not something that's going to be able to be replaced. So I will miss him dearly. We've had so many times and memories that I would stand here all day. You know, he was the one that organized the game nights, the poker nights, the camping trips. You know, he was the one that motivated us to continue to get together, and I hope we can carry that on in his absence. And I just will cherish the memories we've had. So.
I just want to go ahead and thank everybody who got up and shared a few words about our best friend and brother. I mean, it really does mean a lot having all of you out here today in force, showing how truly how truly blessed we all are to have been able to, you know, like Mama Kirk said, we got to share it. You know, we all got to enjoy our time with him. I just want to end this on one final statement, and then we can all get back to laughing and talking and eating. And just something that we all need to remember is whenever grief tries to steal the beauty of your memories, always remember, love never dies. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you, Keller. Thank you.